What's up, guys? Different cream in the coffee today. Doing a little bit of a different rendition of the Stool today. I drink 2 cups of coffee a day. I like to do the videos at coffee time. Gives me a little bit of energy. That's what I do. But on this one, I wanted better light because the indoor light, I'm not catching the colors. Like from a distance, it looks brown. It is brown. The overall color is brown. But if you really check it out, you can see that there's colors all through it. Again, it's mostly like a charred, hot hammered look, like it was pulled out of the earth. But again, if you really check it out, see if there you go. There's lots of, depending on how I hold it. There it is. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. No, pee off the side of the deck here. What the fuck you laughing at, bitch? Like you've seen bigger. Ho. Anyway. The tolerances on this thing are sick. When I got it, I never had a Rexford, so I didn't know. First off, if you don't know what this is an injection. That's the model name. It has the hot hammered finish, and it's made by Todd Rexford. The hot hammered finish is something that he does, and he does it the best. If you check out other hot hammered finishes, they're just not as deep. You can barely tell that they were smashed. So I don't know how he does it differently or what he does. It just looks to me like more impact, more, just more force. Another guy, Turpin, does a hammer finish, but I don't see the hammer indents. I just see like stains. It's weird. Hold on one second. BRB. I'll take it with me. Come on, Bam. You going in? I'm going to do a video real fast, man. I'll go in there. Be with you in a minute. I painted my deck. Not sure if I like the color change. It's matches the house now a little bit, but I gotta get used to it. But anyway, I never had a Rexford, so I didn't know really what made it a Rexford. You hear this name. It's the holy grail to a lot of collectors, and I just never knew why. How I personally got onto Rexford, I had my own journey. It wasn't a fanboy thing. I just happened to like these guys, and they end up being popular without my knowledge. Rexford was actually popular when I found him, but this is how I found him. I was on a site, and I always tell you guys this. I like my knives to have embellishments. 3 years ago, I saw this finish. It was in Epicenter. It had the hammer finish. I didn't know who made the knife. I just saw the hammer finish and I wanted it. Like I said, I like embellishments. I had engraving. I had carving. I didn't have any hammered finish. So I looked them up, looked up the name, the dealer was selling it, looked up the name, found Todd's site, called him up, found out he was one of the most popular knife makers in the world. I had no clue. I fell in love with the knife on my own. I saw it, I didn't know who he was, I fell in love with the knife on my own. Unfortunately, like I said, he turned out to be one of the most popular makers there is, unfortunately for me, because here I didn't even know that. Here he could have been, priced so low for all I knew. Here, ended up being one of the most expensive second market. His knives ended up being some of the highest fetching dollar knives ever. So that sucked. So 3 years went by. Obviously, I didn't buy one. 3 years went by. Opportunity finally came up, and I landed one. And you know what? It makes it that much sweeter when it takes so long. The same exact thing happened with my Vanquish. The same thing. Saw it years ago, lusted over it. All that time went by. Yeah, I went sidetracking, but it was always in the back of my mind. And I eventually got it. And same thing here. Anyway, after I found out Rexford was so popular, I started looking at his knives, really getting into them, and it got to the point where I wanted any one. It didn't matter. My first love was the hammer finish. Like I said, I saw it on an Epicenter. When I looked up his knives, I found the injection. I liked it better. It's just me personally. I like them all, but the injection was my favorite model of his. And so, I knew the hammer finish existed, so that was my dream, the injection with the hammer finish. Anyway, like I said, I would take any one, preferably an injection, and to find the injection with the hot hammer finish available and me be the one to get it, I'm super stoked, super happy. You guys know what it's like when you finally get a knife that you've been lusting over for a long time. The tolerances are sick. When it comes to like perfection, and it's really true, it's not hype. The second market value is where it is for a reason. For one, just the small things. Dead nut centering. That's dead nuts. There's not a fraction of a fraction that can be improved in the centering of the blade. It is dead nuts centered. The tolerances in the pivot. Look at the line around the pivot. There's no room for anything. Now this is on all Rexfords. I saw mine and I thought, damn, this one is sweet. Went on the computer looking at all of them. They're all like this. You get a Rexford, you're getting these tolerances. There's not room for hair in there. Again, here, look at the blade, how tight. When this opens, there's no room. You need these slots because there's washers in there. If it wasn't for the washers, lock up perfect. Little bit of stick. Not much, just a little bit of stick. The blade is Elmax. You can see it's here, let me get the prints off it for the video. It has a beautiful hand rubbed finish, just like my Vanquish. It is my favorite finish. I just like how, you guys know how I am with hand done. I just love every hands on. It looks nice. This one's almost a mirror, but it is the hand rubbed like satin. But it is, it's very reflective. Very reflective. Just about a mirror. Hand rubbed mirror finish almost. But we'll call it satin because there is that satin tone to it. Thumb studs, nice little touches on the thumb studs. The ano in the middle of the dots. Just nice little touches everywhere. Screwless thumb studs, pretty cool looking. Nice pivot collar, again, with the anode holes. Awesome pocket clip. I mean, this pocket clip has more work in it than any pocket clip I have. I mean, this pocket clip is something nice to look at for me. I have another one, but I like this one better. You can see it's a 3D pocket clip right here. There is other ones that are three-dimensional on the front and the back where you can see the screws, or it's three-dimensional on the back with its screwless look. Todd said none of the hammered ones will ever have the screwless because of some kind of attachment issue. So these will always have the standoffs, which is pretty awesome. I like how the pocket clip itself has its own set of standoffs. When I took this pocket clip off, just for the hell of it, it was so tight. The tolerances, for one, these standoffs are inset into the handle. They're so tight you barely can press them in there. The screws, I should have showed you for the video. When you unscrew these screws, okay, the screws are through the pocket clip, no threads, through the standoffs, no threads, but threaded into the frame. Now, when you unscrew the screws out of the frame, you still can't pull them out because that's how tight the tolerances of the hole is on the pocket clip for the screws. You get what I'm saying? The circumference of the hole in the pocket clip itself is so close to the diameter of the screws. I can't even get the screws out of the pocket clip. You can, but it's hard. They don't just fall right out. You gotta pull and pull and wiggle and pull. That's how tight the tolerances are. You can see everything's contoured here. Back here, contour down here. Timascus organic backspacer, which I'm a backspacer guy. I like backspacers better than standoffs. If I do get standoffs, I prefer them to have some kind of milling or some kind of fluting. I don't like just like the cut pipe look. It just looks like you got like a cut piece of pipe in the center of the knife. Like this, but this is a stop pin. But I don't like when the standoffs look like a stop pin. It's just too plain for me. And anyway, I prefer a backspacer, especially one with work done. Whether carving, engraving, or something done. See, a knife only has so many features. That's why I like everything maxed out. A knife only has so many things. It has a pocket clip. It has a backspacer, 2 scales and a blade, a pair of thumb studs. Do something to everything. And on this knife, I'm glad he did that. Like, everything has something done. The thumb studs have something done. There's an added pivot collar, which I don't even have on any of my knives. The pocket clip has so much work into it. For one, it's a sculpted clip. It's not just a bent spring. I'm just really pleased with the whole package here. And I'm just psyched to have it because I know how rare it is. I know what it is. You know, I know what I got. And I'm just psyched. Some say it gets no better than hot hammered T-Rex. I love my Marsh. So it's a toss-up. I really don't know between the two what one I like better. I really don't know. Alright guys, I guess that's about it. Hot hammered T-Rex injection. Stool time outside. Alright guys, I guess that's it. Peace.